today's walk, we're back in Wales near Penrhyndeudraeth. We are at Gwaith Powdwr, which is an explosives factory. Well, it was up until 1995. We're going to have a look around. There is, as you can see, some of the industrial heritage still here, and now it's been turned into a nature reserve, so nature is taking back over. Let's go and have a look. Tucked away on a hill above the Dwyryd Estuary lies Gwaith Powdwr, a place where nature and industry meet in striking contrast. Once the site of a major explosive works, it's now a nature reserve slowly being reclaimed by woodland and wildlife. The first section offers great views over Pont Briwet and the estuary below. Among the trees higher up, remnants of the old works emerge as reminders of its industrial past. Along the way is the old dipping pond, used for cooling water essential to safe manufacturing, and at the top stands the ballistic pendulum shed where explosives were tested for potency. The route of today's walk is divided between an industrial estate and nature reserve, both of which have undergone extensive decontamination. The small industrial estate near the roadside still retains a few original buildings and bears the name Cooks in honour of the explosive works that once stood here. North Wales Wildlife Trust took over the upland areas in 1998, transforming them into Gwaith Powdwr Nature Reserve, named after the factory's local Welsh title. Thanks to the old works tracks, much of the route is an easy walk, with only a short grassy and stepped section in between.
An explosives factory first opened here in 1865 to produce nitroglycerin for the growing slate industry. In 1921, Ralph Thompson Cook purchased the site and developed a network of explosive works across the hillside, giving it the name Cook's Explosives Limited. Demand soared with the slate boom, and during wartime production, an incredible 17 million grenades were manufactured here during the Second World War. In the 1950s, the plant was taken over by ICI, shifting to permitted explosives for coal mining, but as both slate and coal declined, operations ceased in 1995. Further down, more remnants of the old factory appear, storage buildings and shelters still surrounded by thick safety walls made from layers of concrete-filled sacks to protect workers from blasts. At the end of the walk, near the monument, you can see examples of this unique construction. Some of the wooden floating safety roofs have been replaced with metal ones, though originally they were designed to blow off safely during explosions. Nearby sits a small winding house, Hut 57, which ran pulleys to move explosives around the steep site. Traces of the old incline and transport tracks can still be seen underfoot. From the gate and car park, you can either return to the start or head around the back of the site through quiet woodland towards the riverbank and old slate quay on the Dwyryd. This was once a busy loading point where slate from the quarries of Festiniog was brought down to be shipped out by sea. Today it's a peaceful spot with only the long stone quayside and huts hinting at its industrial past. The view across the wide tidal river is striking, with salt marsh and sandbanks that change constantly with the tide, often a reminder of how closely the industry here was tied to the landscape.